Hey, what's up?
I love how we enter these live shows with this awkward stare that you keep giving and this, hey, what's up?
It's because I
Welcome.
keep forgetting the order of the scenes, man.
Oh, I see. I see. Maybe I should do welcome to the pickle party. Let me try it one time.
Do
See
it.
what-
Do it.
All right. Why do my lips look so red? It's kind of weird.
I have a joke there, but I'm gonna refrain.
Welcome to the Friday pickle party right here with the podcast. Woo! How's that?
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Mm.
My name is Brian. That is Shane, and you are watching the Popcast Unleashed on Friday night, and we lovingly call this show the Pickle Party. And
Yes.
no, it's not a weird sexual joke. It's because when we started the show, it was an Orville thing, and pickles were all the rage. And that's a story for another day.
Pickles were all the rage.
However, welcome to the show. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you support us, even if your support is simply in hitting that like button and that share button.
Yes, please hit the like button because, as I said, I think last week, the more likes we get at the start of the show, the more we get served. So
Yeah.
we'd love to reach more people with this show.
Yes. Okay, so today we have a fantastic show.
Yes.
First off, our special guest today is Darren from GateWorld.net, the founder, the creator, and the editor-in-chief of GateWorld. I'm sure he has some great Stargate stories. Also, we're talking about Spiderman and, Tom Holland and his relationship with Jake Gyllenhaal. We're talking about Christopher Nolan and the new Batman. It's very interesting. A new Twitter feature has emerged, and it's hilarious. And then we have Darren. We're not talking about Stargate being extended on Hulu. Dune, the final trailer for Dune. Indiana Jones set photos from Italy. Netflix edits the Squid Game for some crazy reason. And Black Widow's Kevin. I'm sorry. Shane worded this very weird.
Well, I didn't set it up for you to speak it directly.
Kevin Feige's a scene in Black Widow that Kevin Feige desperately wanted to keep in the movie.
As well as we're going to be talking about Woody Harrelson getting into a fight after Venom Carnage.
Oh, did I not put it down there?
No, because remember we swapped it out for something else.
All right, here's the deal, everybody. I'm not drunk. Okay. I know. I see some of the comments. Is this guy drunk? Is he mentally challenged? It's possible. Possible I'm mentally challenged.
Maybe.
I do have a couple learning disabilities, but I also always do the show very tired. Now, that doesn't mean I don't like doing it. I love it, but my brain's a little fried sometimes. I'm trying to manage a bunch of things, and it takes me a minute to warm up because I'm not a professional podcaster. Okay?
You aren't? Wait, you're not?
No.
What the hell am I doing here if you're not a professional
Dude,
podcaster?
At best, I'm a professional producer.
Okay. We've been doing this now for about 3 years. You are a professional. Now you're a professional. Maybe we were not professionals. I put out, we hit 75,000 subscribers.
Woo!
On the podcast proper.
Woo!
Okay. And so I put out this tweet and I put out a thing in YouTube with this terrible graphic that was all grainy with the 75K subscribers. And I put on there, it dawned on me that we started out this show basically covering America's Got Talent. That's how we started this out.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We were America's Got Talent people. And, we like the movies and stuff. But yeah, so we've grown a lot, 75,000 subscribers. And of course, we're here on the Unleashed channel. This is our second channel where we actually get to talk to you again. So very exciting stuff. So how was your week?
You want to know what's funny? I quickly tried to show them the 70,000.
Yeah.
And ended up hitting 15 scenes that are wrong.
One wrong button push.
But there is Podcast Prime, and there's that beautiful 75,000. You gotta ask yourself, why didn't Shane ask me for a 75,000 graphic? And instead of taking a super pixelated shot of the.
I will tell you why. Because I screenshotted that right there. So that was a screenshot of our page. The reason why I didn't is because, dude, you've been busy this week.
That's true.
And I was like, it's not worth it bugging him to make something for that. But
it's very true. It's very true. Our guest today, Darren, the picture he sent us, he just wasn't smiling. So I made him smile in the picture.
Did you really?
Yeah. I sent it to him to make sure he was cool. Then he was like, "Cool."
Yeah, like, what do you mean I wasn't smiling? No, it actually looks pretty natural.
Yeah, I'm a pro.
Well, see, now you're a pro at that.
I mean, I am a pro at that. I am a pro at that. Am I a pro at talking to people on the internet? I don't know about that. I mumble a lot. I stumble over my words.
Then
apparently half our audience thinks I'm just drunk all the time.
Well, then just fake it until you make it.
I'm just going to start actually drinking during the show. All of a sudden, I'm level-headed, not mumbling, whatever the opposite of this is.
Right. Let's say hello to some people who are here. Hiroshi loves you. Jeremy Schneider. Todd Mallet. Long time we haven't seen Todd Mallet.
Oh, Todd Mallet. What's up, man?
Right. Yeah. Atheist for the Cause. And all of our other boys and girls. Let's look over here at, I wonder if Ken has made it yet. I don't see him yet, but I'm sure he'll be here. And so the old gang is back. These are a lot of original Pickle Party people joining us in the chat today. Oh, here Atheist says you get to make 100K graphic, not the 75K.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool? My kids are obsessed with getting a play button. So that's all they talk about. Like, Dad, don't
so
talk
are my kids. So they're gonna have to fight. You know what? We should do a Squid Game with our kids, and they can fight over it.
They can fight over it, right? We'll have to figure out how to get two made.
Yeah.
But that's all they talk about. When are you gonna get the play button, Dad? I'm like, well, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, we'll get more subscribers before you guys turn 18.
Yeah, right.
Very nice,
dude. We should totally do a Squid Games with our kids.
Well, the only problem is I won't let my kids watch Squid Games.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, I won't let my kids watch it either.
I mean, I was thinking about it because it's not really the violence that bothers me about it. I'm sure, we could probably talk about this. We are talking Squid Games later, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it during that segment, but.
Okay.
Intrigued.
Okay.
Kids ain't watching it.
Okay. I'm looking for this story. Freaking, I can't find it, so.
Oh, Jeremy says before JP started doing the Orville. That's right. He found us after the first episode of the Orville because we started doing that. And by the way, JP, he just recently got invited, for all of you guys JP fans, he recently got invited to go and hang out with Jay Lee, who was doing his concert, his piano concert. And it's actually pretty cool. If you get a chance, make sure you go check out his coverage of that because it's actually pretty neat. And we just have a really great community, man. I just love you all. Love you all.
Just so you know, I can't find that link to the Woody Harrelson thing. So
I sent it to your Slack.
To my?
You personally Slack.
Oh, I see. See, I've been looking in the channel.
Too. Well, it's in the channel too.
Yeah.
But it's in between two. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, the Woody Harrelson thing's hilarious, dude. He's a ball.
Oh yeah, you wrote it in there real weird the way you put it in here. Just a heads up.
That's like control paste.
Okay, man. Okay, let's get on to the first story of the day, shall we, my friend?
I think we shall.
We are gonna start off with a little bit of Gyllenhaal. Can I just revisit?
Oh wait! Did you see what Todd just wrote?
No.
Okay, do your thing, and then I got to bring this up because this is something we haven't talked about in a while.
Gyllenhaal, man, he something's off about the Gyllenhaals to me.
Okay, hold on a second. Then wait, because I want to, because that is good. But Todd brought up something here we haven't talked about in a long time. He missed the old battle royales. Do you remember where they had the animals fighting against each other?
Oh my God!
Royales, where we had all of our subscribers like line up against each other and then win a prize.
Those things took so much time.
My God, guys, hours and hours. But it was
hours and hours, dude. I'm so glad we stopped doing that. Just filming that show took like 3 hours.
It did. It took.
But then I remember I had to make all these little like Beast battles.
Right? Remember that, the beast battles, like the Triceratops.
It was such a great idea, but then like right after the first one, I'm like, this was too much work.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's fun.
That's great.
Fun
Battle
stuff.
Royale. Thank you for that reminder. It's been a long time.
All right, we're talking about Jake Gyllenhaal, and I just want to start off with
All 18 of us.
something about the Gyllenhaals. It's like,
Is there more than one?
yeah. There's Jake
Oh,
Gyllenhaal,
the Maggie, right?
and Maggie Gyllenhaal.
That's right.
It's weird because and I want to make fun of the way they look, but there's got to be other people out there that feel the same way. They remind me of like video game characters where like something's off, you know, like their actual faces have this like very uncanny valley vibe, you know.
Okay.
And every time I see one of the siblings, the uncanny Gyllenhaals, I can't help but chuckle because they have this like, they look like digital characters, you know?
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, Maggie was in the wasn't she in one of the Marvel movies?
She was in I don't know.
I'll pull her up real quick.
I don't follow Maggie Gyllenhaal.
I don't either, but it's funny that you brought it. I forgot he even had, and sadly, I forgot he even had a sibling until
I see. I can't forget because like they have the same face, but one of them has a beard and long hair, and one of them doesn't. And
I don't think they have the same face.
Dude, they look so similar, bro. It's crazy.
Jake, I wish you could pull him up.
Maggie Gyllenhaal and Jake Gyllenhaal look like video game characters that weren't finished.
Huh. I wish you could pull them up and show everybody.
Yeah, I could do that. I could totally do that. Here.
Yeah, because I was looking at, and I'm going back and forth on Jake. There's
yeah, there they are together. You see what I'm talking about? I'm not crazy. They look like video game characters, like NPCs in a video game.
They look more alike there than they did in these pictures I'm looking at. So yeah, that is not a good picture of her. That's not what she normally looks like.
What?
She normally has more of a, what's the kind of, yeah, there you go. She normally looks like that picture over there.
It's the same person, bro. I don't see it.
It is the same person, but this looks more like her, like when you see her in the movies. That other shot of her is like glam shot.
Like a scary chick in Warcraft 3 when you go into the tavern.
Right.
What would you like?
You're like, oh.
Hello, wary traveler.
Oh, she was in the Dark Knight. That's right.
She was in Dark Knight.
And she felt very not, she shouldn't have been in that role. You're right.
Yeah. No, she definitely, that was the wrong role for her. I'm not saying she's a bad actress. I think she's actually probably a pretty good actress.
Hey, she's a working actress, and that's all that matters.
I guess that's all that matters. But all I'm saying is, and I'm not saying they look bad or good. I'm saying that they look like video game NPCs. Like, like there's an uncanny valley to the shape of Jake Gyllenhaal's face.
Well, it's funny. This picture, this low shot of him is not working for me.
Oh God!
Like he's got like the long hair thing, in which he really doesn't rock anymore.
All right. Well, here is him in that interview. He has long hair in the interview that you talked about. So.
You're absolutely right. But maybe his movie haircut is different.
But look, even in this freeze shot, and he looks like an NPC in Free Guy or something, bro.
Well, he does, yeah, like that with his mouth all like frozen wide open.
Something is off. It's like, yeah, he looks like a digital character. It's so hard to place, and I don't want to sound like a dickhead, but he has a very uncanny valley face to me.
Well, I got to tell you, you can't look. Well, here's the thing: is the guy's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's got 12 12 productions, either announced or in pre-production now. So, joke's on you, bro. That guy is working. He's making.
No, he is a working NPC. That's for sure.
But what's interesting about the story that we're going to talk about for him is that
how did they get into how did him and his sister become like movie stars?
They were
so average looking to me.
They were child stars, I believe. At least
were they?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was working way back he was in City Slickers in '91. Yeah, he played the kid.
All right. Now let's move on to the story.
It was an October Sky, which by the way was
Just
a good
like,
movie.
but don't freak out if every time his face pops up, I do a little scream because it's always startling to
It's
me.
not that bad. It's
Every
just,
single time. Whoa. It's Jake Gyllenhaal. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's all cool. It's good.
well, listen, he's kind of got this. He's kind of become the type of actor that people go. He's a very serious actor. You know, what was he in? The Denny Villeneuve movie. That just came out a couple years ago.
I've been trying to watch that guy's movies because everybody talks about how great he is, and oh my god, I don't think I like his movies. The color gradient on all of his movies is so like disconcerting. It makes me uncomfortable when it's not supposed to make me uncomfortable, and so I'm thinking maybe I might not be a fan, and I'm hoping that changes.
Well, you're gonna find out soon, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping that changes with Dune. Maybe Dune's phenomenal, but so far everything I've seen, everything makes me uncomfortable for some reason.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'm looking at him here, and I'm like, I'm not finding that movie. But so the point is, he was in Spider-Man: No Way Home, right? Or was it Far From Home?
Far From Home.
They're confusing me with these No Ways and
Far From Home.
So apparently, Jake Gyllenhaal was on Howard Stern. And listen, when you go on Howard Stern, be prepared, because for whatever reason, Howard seems to get more information out of people than anybody does. But for Jake being this kind of closed off actor person, like he seems to me to be very closed off, he really gave away a lot of information about himself that wasn't necessary for him to give away. And it particularly has to do with the movie Far From Home.
He went on Stern?
Yeah, on Stern. Apparently, while he was shooting Spider-Man Far From Home, he forgot his lines. And it got to the point where he actually got like mentally jacked up while he was making the movie, where he was like having a day where he just could not go forward. And I got to give him huge kudos for actually coming out and telling this story, because he didn't have to. It makes him look kind of not great. He actually had to have Tom Holland reach out to him and be like, hey, here's what he said. I was freaking out. It was a scene with Samuel L. Jackson, Tom Holland. There were a number of actors in that scene, and I remember not being able to remember my lines.
Freaking out, man.
I was the wooden board, and they were like, whoa. And, well, I don't know what that means. And I went up to Tom Holland and was like, dude, help me out. He's like, it's all good, man. Just relax. It's kind of funny thinking that Tom Holland's telling him that. It was like he was me in so many situations, and I finally did. I relaxed. I just put a lot of pressure on myself because I love that world. I guess he was nervous about being in a Marvel movie.
Right.
And he kind of goes on to talk about how he hadn't done Marvel, and Marvel's different than other types of productions because instead of just knowing your lines and what you're going to shoot for that day, they could suddenly stop and go, you know what, let's try a new idea. And so everything that he had prepared for would just kind of be fluid, flexible.
See, if I were him, though, I would not freak out while I was on the job, and instead I would go, home to my trailer at the end of the production and cry into my my hot tub full of $100 bills.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but you want to be good at your craft. So he doesn't want to come in, and he's got this reputation for kind of being a serious, good actor. And so I think he wanted to come in and impress, and he let the stress get to him. He said, finally, it doesn't say who he goes up and talks to, but I think it's the director, John Watts, that he goes up to and says he had to walk up and be like, and say, look, man, I just came off Broadway doing a one-man show for an hour and a half on stage. So I got this. Please believe me. So he was having a really rough day. And the fact that he shared it with the world on Howard Stern is like, I'm not sure what to make of it, because this is not a story he needed to share with anybody.
Yeah, I'm surprised Howard Stern didn't ask him to take his top off.
He probably did. Yeah. He probably did.
Like, hey, what's up, Jake? Hey, you want to take your top off and get on that vibrating chair over there?
Yeah, but first he had to talk some crap about Joe Rogan first. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right.
The whole Stern Rogan.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Side quest time. The fact that Stern is lecturing Rogan on anything when it comes to like morality is insane. Like Stern
Right.
is known for, honestly, I have no idea how Stern hasn't been hashtag Me Too yet. Like did he?
Because he's all talk, bro. That's why.
Just pay off. I
He's all
remember watching Stern like when I was like 20 in my 20s, and he had like siblings and parents and their children taking their clothes off, and I mean so immoral on every level. And he's like, "Oh, shame on you, Joe Rogan."
I mean, he's got a, everybody's
Pot calling the kettle black, my dude.
Yeah, everybody's got like a really strong opinion about whether you should get the poke or not. And but Stern, like he's very untypically hardcore stance on something that's this divisive. It's usually something frivolous that he takes a hard stance on.
Right.
So thought that was weird. So the fact that Jake sat down and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. What did you think of his role in Far From Home? Did you like his character? He played Quentin Beck, Mysterio.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I don't think that's not the route I would have taken with Mysterio, though.
Yeah, I didn't feel like he really needed to be in the movie. I thought a lot of people could have played that role. And I didn't really love him in it. Like it didn't he didn't break out for me.
Yeah, he was fine, but I think that they wasted the character. Like the same way they wasted the Mandalorian. Is it Mandalorian? No, the Mandarin. My bad. The Mandarin in Iron Man. What was it? Iron Man 2? 3?
Yeah, it's pretty forgetful. It's not 3, right? That's the one with the guy with the whip. With the Russian guy.
I think that is 3. I think that's 2.
Okay, so he's
whatever. One of the Iron Man sequels. I was so excited that we were gonna get a look at the Mandarin and the 10 Rings and all that. And the movie was fine, but the misdirect ruined the character that was the Mandarin, especially when you had like this actor that's like literal Broadway actor ready to play that role. Like he could have just killed it, but instead it was like, oh, he's just an actor and so I think that they wasted that awesome character. And I Quentin Beck's character was fine, but this is Mysterio. Like they took Mysterio, one of the cool. No. Let me rephrase it. The coolest Spider-Man character. I'm not saying the best Spider-Man villain, but I'm saying the coolest Spider-Man villain as far as visuals and you can never do a Mysterio, 20 years ago when Spider-Man was first coming out in movies. But you could do it now, and it's not like there isn't magic in the MCU. Like we saw a bunch of magic in movies prior to that. They could have had a magic Mysterio, or it could have been technology based. It doesn't matter however you break it down. The Mysterio we got was like someone who adopted the name almost just like the Mandarin. They adopted the name as like a costume. It wasn't actually like their identity. It was more like,
right, yeah,
this is part of my long scheme. I'm not actually, so he's not actually Mysterio. He's not Mysterio.
I got it.
Which makes me hope that maybe there is actually a Mysterio still, and I'm hoping that it's played by Bruce Campbell.
Okay, that's actually pretty good.
Because in every single Spider-Man movie leading up to the MCU, Bruce Campbell was supposed to play Mysterio.
Oh,
and if you guys don't remember this, he was doing a bunch of he was in a bunch of Spider-Man movies back in the day.
He would be a good Mysterio
as cameos, and everybody was like, "Who's this random guy?" He was a bartender. Then he's this guy over here. Then he's like a cop. And then he's like, well, the whole point of that, they were setting up him to be like Mysterio.
Oh yeah.
But then they didn't continue the movies after Garfield. So
interesting. Well, kudos to Jake, but his character doesn't seem to be coming back in the next movie. So moving on, let's talk a little bit about Woody Harrelson's fight. What do you think?
Sure. Which one is that? Is that I got it says Venom 2 star Woody Harrelson. Like that's all Woody Harrelson's ever done, right there.
I know it's like
I know it's the most recent thing, but like if you're gonna talk about Woody, first off, you don't need to preface Woody Harrelson with a role he's been in. Hey, it's Woody Harrelson.
It's Woody. I mean, other than Toy Story, who's the other famous Woody?
Yeah, it's Woody Harrelson. You really do not need to be like, you know that one guy in Venom 2? No, it's not. Venom 2 is not what classifies Woody Harrelson as Woody Harrelson.
Right. Well, there is other famous Woodies. But for Venom 2, the reason why they did it is because they're using a keyword for the recent thing to get more clicks. That's all it is.
I know.
To read the story to you, though, let's see here. It looks like Venom Let There Be Carnage star Woody Harrelson was allegedly involved. He wasn't allegedly involved. He was involved. He even says it. Woody Harrelson was involved in a fight with a man at the infamous Watergate Hotel in Washington, D.C.
Isn't that the hotel where that chick, they found some reporter like dead in a water tower?
No, that's in that. No, there was a girl dead in a water tower in L.A.
You know, it's really sad. Apparently this happens enough for you and I to have something confused.
Well, I don't know.
Why are people dying in water towers and hotels?
Well, that was actually a huge mystery, the one in LA, which would be interesting.
Oh, okay. So maybe I might have my wires crossed here. Sorry.
No, but the Watergate, you're thinking Watergate. You're thinking the Watergate Hotel. That's why you're thinking. That's actually where Richard Nixon got busted for spying on. That's how Richard Nixon ended up getting kicked out as president.
I see. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Watergate tapes. So tell me, this is the reporter he beat up, right? I'm really hoping it's Brandon Davis. Please be Brandon Davis.
No, it wasn't a reporter.
Damn it.
But that would be funny. So
honestly, if I had enough money, I would pay for Woody Harrelson to punch Brandon Davis in the face.
Woody Harrelson might do it. The fight supposedly broke out on Wednesday night with police reports obtained from insiders detailing how the man in question supposedly started a physical altercation after engaging in a verbal altercation with the actor. Harrelson is noted as having punched the man in self-defense. Further reports about the fight suggest the man may have been intoxicated at the time, not surprised, and wouldn't stop harassing Harrelson and his daughter by taking unsolicited photos of them. It says here that Woody Harrelson approached the man at first and tried to request that he stop taking photos and erase those he had already taken. Right?
I just had this vision of like, remember in Venom when he walks up to the guy at the gas station and goes like, "Hey, sir, can I help you?" And he doesn't say a word. He just skips over the counter and just stomps the crap out of him.
You're right, and stomps his head. The plea. It says here, an argument is said to have ensued, and with the man, reportedly he tried to grab Harrelson by the neck or the throat, leading to the defensive punch to ward him off. So I guess Woody punched him when the guy grabbed him by the neck, which, yeah, that's what I would do. The police were called into the scene. It was after 11 p.m. on Wednesday night. Woody Harrelson has not been charged with any crime at this time. The actor had been on the scene at the Watergate Hotel filming HBO's The Watergate Plumbers, apparently about the Nixon, probably about the Nixon story. In fact, it does say here how a series detailing how the location led to President Nixon's downfall in the 70s Watergate scandal.
Hasn't there been a bunch of Nixon movies about that already?
They make a ton of them. And honestly, I just don't even think it's that interesting. Like the things that our politicians do today are literally so much worse.
I know.
So much worse. Like Nixon, like bugged somebody.
Yeah, Nixon illegally recorded somebody. Let's make 15 movies.
Well, I mean, Obama did that to Trump before he was president, right? And then
So that was and then they bragged about it. But
and who the heck did Trump? Yeah, who knows, and who knows what Biden's doing.
But remember, like Trump was like peeing on somebody or something. Dude, if you're gonna make movies about presidents, you just have to go back. You can start at Bush Jr. and work your way up. There's some of the best, unrealistic movie plots of all time happening in real life, and they bragged about it.
Yeah, you're right.
So you don't need to go back to the 70s for interesting movie ideas.
True that.
They just don't want to get murdered, bro.
I just think it's funny that like,
They should make a movie about Clinton.
oh, they made a movie about. Listen, you got to
Did
watch
they?
Primary Colors. If you've never seen, you got to watch this movie. It's John Travolta playing Bill Clinton.
Really?
And yeah, and it's a fantastic movie, and it's all about his rise to becoming the president. I mean, and even in that, they were like killing people, and he was sleeping with little girls and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh my god!
Yeah, man.
John Travolta's still alive?
Yeah, well, guess they couldn't kill him.
He hasn't committed suicide yet.
No.
Sorry.
I know it's terrible, Jeffrey Epstein. But sorry, I'm sorry. We're not supposed to go there. It looks like I'm trying to get us
all the details surrounding Epstein's death are so insane.
It's really crazy.
It's like they hired the writers of Star Trek Discovery to
write his death.
To write his death. Like, wait a minute, there's a lot of plot holes here. All right, we're gonna use time travel and fix. So sorry, I'm stopping.
You know, but back to Woody. Do you know what you have to do to make that guy mad? He is so high all the time.
Yeah, he's high all the time.
So much pot that I can't. You would have to make him mad. This guy really had to have assaulted him pretty bad.
He's actually a really good actor too, because like there's shots where you can tell like he's just absolutely blitzed out of his mind.
Yeah.
But he still delivers every time, man.
Very true.
That movie, have you seen that movie, Now You See Me?
Yes, girl, love that movie. Love both of them.
I love that movie. It's so good. Yes, both of them are good. And a large reason as to why that's good, besides the writing, because the writing is phenomenal in those movies. Mark Ruffalo is awesome, right?
Yes, love Mark Ruffalo in it.
But also Woody Harrelson, in the first movie at least, really delivers. In the second movie, it feels like he mails it in a little bit, but all the actors feel like they sort of mail it in the second movie.
True. Yeah, but it was still enjoyable.
It was still enjoyable, yes, because it was like almost like an amped up version of the first story, which is awesome.
I mean, even Morgan Freeman's in it. So
Morgan Freeman's great, and the way yes, you're reminding me. I want to watch the movie now. But Woody Harrelson in the first movie delivers, man, and the chemistry he has with the Zuckerberg lookalike. What's his name?
Zuckerberg lookalike?
Oh my God, what's his name? He played Zuckerberg.
Talking about the actor Jesse Eisenberg?
Jesse Eisenberg. Yes. The chemistry he has with Jesse Eisenberg is just phenomenal.
Oh, it's a great movie. Yeah. Can't talk enough about it. Okay. Where are we at now? Atheist for the Cause says, are you guys writing a Quantum Leap reboot script right now? Yes, there you go.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Jumping back to that'd be that. I would love that.
Yeah.
I loved Quantum Leap. Absolutely love. It was one of my favorite shows. I cried. I cried at the end.
He really did like Quantum Leap. We're talking about Christopher Nolan, right? Let me find that.
Yeah, this is interesting. Christopher Nolan praises the Batman director and star, Robert Pattinson. And if you know anything about Christopher Nolan, he doesn't typically do that a whole lot. So, and Christopher Nolan is basically the top of the pyramid of Batman movie makers right now with the Dark Knight series.
Yeah, why is that?
Because the movies were good. There were no flops like there were after Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton did the Batman and Batman 2. Batman 2 was like, and then they went on to do like the Val Kilmer and then the George Clooney stuff. And so I think
Batman 2 would have been a good movie if they just turned the stupid lights on.
Yeah, it was dark, but that's Tim.
It was too dark. There was like, dude, what's the woman that played Catwoman? Michelle Pfeiffer played Catwoman. She's gorgeous. She's perfect in that role. It's just coming off of Batman 1. All you had to do was just turn the brightness up by like 20%, and it would have been a great movie.
That's just Tim Burton's way, though. He's dark. He did everything dark. He did the first two movies. So
first one wasn't that dark.
It wasn't. Well, yeah, you're right. It was. He got a little darker. They probably, let him go a little more on the second one since the first one did so well.
He's like, you know what, everybody? No lights. All the lights on the set off. Mr. Burton, we can't see Batman. It's fine. Let the audience imagine Batman.
They'll be more scared if it's dark. Yeah.
You can only see Michelle Pfeiffer's teeth. So I'm sorry.
How about Danny DeVito as the Penguin?
Oh, I know. He was great.
Yeah.
Great. Which is why who should have been playing the Penguin should have been Graf. Zach. No. God damn. I'm so bad with names, guys.
Well, who are you talking about?
In the new movie, the Penguin's being played by
it's the Irish guy that shouldn't be playing that role.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Is he Irish? He is Irish, right? Or no,
He's
Australian?
No, he's Irish. No. Says no.
What?
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
It's Colin Farrell playing him. I looked at it. It said Paul Williams at first. I'm like, what? No, that's supposed to be something else.
That is who's playing it.
Colin Farrell is not a good Batman or a good Penguin. To me, like, you don't go, hey, that's Penguin. Instead, it'd be Jeb, right? What's his name? The guy who plays the snowman from Frozen.
Yeah, we're forgetting his name. I actually looking at like the makeup they have him in. Man, Colin Farrell looks he looks okay, but like they had to make him like fat and ugly.
Right. He's not a fat and ugly guy. He's thin and handsome.
Yeah. So like, is his acting just so good that they decided to spend all that time on making him look like a gross penguin?
His acting is not that good.
No.
Josh Gad would have been a way better Penguin.
Yes. So first off,
and cheaper. Probably.
Yes. First off, Josh Gad. Yes. Okay. I know we're off topic here, but it's important.
We're talking Batman though, so it's okay. I'll tell you what. Let me tell you what Nolan said. Okay, Here's what Nolan said: the Batman as a character benefits from reinterpretation. Matt Reeves is a great filmmaker, and Rob is one of the greats. Good job, Screen Rant. That's a great article, dude. What else is he going to say? It wasn't that glowing of a thing. So let's talk about the Penguin. That's more interesting.
Cool. Here's the deal. So I had to railroad that. I mean, that's cool. Great. I'm glad he said that. That's good for him. I mean, he's not going to say anything like negative.
What's he going to do? Is he going to say something neg?
He still works. He still works for the studio, right? Like,
right?
Imagine he's like, oh yeah, it was okay. Not as good as my movies.
Those guys are terrible. It's going to be a crap show. Look at Josh Gad's picture as the Penguin.
Yes, look at this. Yeah. Okay, so first off, all right, there's three things going for old Josh Gad. All right, number one, he looks like the Penguin. He looks like the comic book character, the Penguin. Yes, he has like a similar facial structure. Number two, he's a really good actor. Number
I mean, he's not as good of an actor as Colin Farrell is, but I'm not sure the Penguin needs to be a great actor.
I don't know if that's the case though. I don't know if one of the other is better or worse.
Well, I mean, he's been in more things that are more, I mean, Josh Gad's been in a few things.
I'm saying Josh Gad is a good enough actor to play the role as good as Colin Farrell's going to play it.
Yes, but he's not a better actor than Colin Farrell.
Okay. I don't know which one's better or worse. I'm saying he's good enough, right?
Gotcha.
Number three, and you said it, he is cheaper. Way cheaper.
Oh, Jeremy Schneider says Jack Black would make a good Penguin. Hell yes.
Oh, God. Wait.
And he would be a funny Penguin.
100%. Yes.
That's a good call right there.
They would never hire Jack Black, though.
No, not for... I don't know if Jack wants to play the Penguin.
So he's cheaper, right? And number four, and this is important, he is a fan of the character. Before they even announced the Batman movie, this guy was posting the Penguin memes on Twitter.
Yeah, when he was going to audition and bring in a kiddie pool to sit in during the entire thing. I mean, that's how
the guy was gonna take the role seriously, bro.
Right.
And the fans loved it. They like fans were making art based on him being the Penguin.
Well, Matt Reeves didn't want him, so he did. He even reached out. He tried to become it. There was a thing where Josh Gad that he just really wanted to be the Penguin, and for whatever reason, it just didn't work out. That'll be a good story afterwards to find out if maybe his screen test didn't go well. Maybe he didn't, pass that test well with other actors or something. Maybe he doesn't want a humorous character. Maybe he wants a serious. I bet the reason why Colin Farrell is a very serious actor. Okay, and I bet yes, he is.
Have we seen the same Colin Farrell movies?
Dude, do I got it? Okay, Colin Farrell. Okay, hold on.
Okay, let's look it up. Let's do this. We're going down this rabbit hole, bro.
We do it. This is how we roll.
Yeah, because I think you're totally wrong.
I don't feel like I'm wrong.
Not totally, just mostly wrong.
I mean, that's kind of you to change that up. Let's go back through some of his great movies.
Okay, let's freaking do it. Let's do it, bro.
Dumbo, pretty serious role. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, pretty serious role.
Let's start at the top here, okay?
But you can't start at the top. Dude's done so many movies.
Let's start on top and work our way down real quick. Look.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. This is movies I've seen. Artemis Fowl. He played the father.
Yeah, serious role.
It wasn't serious.
It wasn't comedic or funny. Artemis Fowl is about a kid. So he wasn't even a main character.
Okay. The Gentleman.
The Gentleman? I didn't see that one.
He played the coach. He was one of the main. He probably had more screen time than anybody.
Okay.
And it was not maybe he was serious, but he was playing it for comedy chops.
Okay. Well, I've never seen that, but okay, cool. I mean,
wait. Okay, we gotta stop. Okay. I'm just gonna agree with you so we can move on because you need to watch The Gentleman.
I'll watch The Gentleman.
Have you not seen that movie?
I don't know. I don't really.
It's a Guy Ritchie flick, bro.
Can I be honest with you here for a second?
What? I
don't really like Colin Farrell. Okay, I just want to put it out there. I don't really like him when he acts in movies very much.
This is a roller coaster of emotions.
I don't. I didn't like him in Total Recall. He wasn't a good replacement for Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was semi-okay in Dumbo. He's been in a bunch of old movies. He was great in The Gentleman. Harrison Ford. I don't know. I just don't like him.
He was good in The Gentleman, and there was definitely comedy to his role.
So I'm going to agree with you so we can move on.
I want to flip you off so bad right now.
Well, you might not want to. Jonah Hill might be okay for Penguin. Absolutely. See, look, they're pulling our guys in the chat.
Is Jonah Hill still alive?
Yes, Jonah Hill's still alive.
Just checking, bro. Just checking.
Of course he's still alive.
He's a pretty bad coke addiction.
Just like throw that out there or something? Did he get busted?
I just know.
Oh, all right. Insider information. What are we, giant freaking robot now?
To find out, join our Patreon.
Don't. No, because you won't find out. It's a bunch of
There's
bull.
no information there. No. We're not gonna put up a post that says for $15 tier members only. Put a little headline that says, this guy's a cokehead. Here's the proof. And then when you pay it and go in, all you have is the same thing copy and pasted 4 times.
Yeah, the proof is I said it. That's it. That's the proof.
Oh my goodness.
It's terrible. Well, I know we have Darren waiting, but we have one more little thing to talk about before we bring Darren from Gate World in. Very excited to talk Stargate with him. We have this Twitter heated.
Oh my God, the Twitter thing.
Now you pulled this one up, so maybe you can explain this thing.
Let me find the article I put in here.
Twitter support put out a tweet. Twitter support put out a tweet. Try to say that a bunch of times.
Yeah. Twitter support tweeted. All right, so there's gonna be a new feature on Twitter.
Oh,
yes.
I like new features.
Yeah, brand new feature. Ever want to know the vibe of a conversation before you join it? Question mark.
Maybe.
We're testing prompts on Android and iOS that give you a heads up if the conversation you're about to enter could get heated or intense. This is a work in progress, as we want to know how to better support healthy conversation. And what is this called? Twitter vibes.
Twitter vibes. So wait. So I guess the conversation, like you're looking at somebody's tweet, and I guess there's going to be like a prompt on it that says,
yeah, here's look at the screen. It says like, so right. It's like, okay, so let's say you're about to respond to FYI, not all college athletes will get rich just because they can sign endorsement deals.
What?
Before you can actually reply, it's like, heads up, conversations like this can be intense.
Well, if it has that, then people are going to go read it even faster.
And then when you go to do it again, it gives you a second prompt. Remember, it says, let's look out for each other. Our values make Twitter better. Remember the human. Facts matter. Diversity perspectives have values. Count me in.
Wait, how are they going to determine what could be a heated conversation or not?
I don't know. How does Facebook determine what to fact check? The other day, I think I put up a picture of like my kid, and it gets sent to fact check, bro.
Are you sure that's your kid? What?
No, then the fact check had nothing to do with anything I had ever posted about. It was literally a picture of my kid holding a lightsaber, and the fact check was about like,
is she really a Jedi?
No, it had nothing to do with Star Wars, bro. It was like something about kids in school or something. I don't know. It was a school thing. I had no idea what it was about.
How could you be posting a picture on Twitter when she's supposed to be in school right now?
I don't know, man.
That's what it feels like sometimes.
I feel like some of the fact checkers are like, all their fact checking is totally has nothing to do with what the actual conversation is about. And I think that the algorithm is saying, hey, this is this. And so somebody sees it and then just responds with a checkbox, but they're not actually looking at it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They're just doing as quick a job as possible. So they go, oh, this one's talking about taxes. Cool. Let's throw this fact check tax thing up there for them. And they're just doing the bare minimum to get through their day so they can go home and play Call of Duty or whatever.
Probably. I mean, I don't understand a lot of this automated stuff. I know on Twitter, I mean, what I find, this is Twitter's way to say we are, you get this whole thing with Facebook coming out about how it's unhealthy for people. Social media is making people angry, making people want to commit suicide, all these kind of different things. So I can see Twitter doing this as a response to get ahead of Congress and be like, look, well, we're doing this. We're letting people know so they can make the choice. Well, part of the problem is that people are making the choices, and people like drama and they like suspense, and they like to watch a train wreck, which is what a lot of Twitter conversations are.
Yeah. 90% of the Twitter conversations I follow, I know actually engage in. I make my popcorn. I sit down in my comfy chair.
And you read them.
And I start reading.
That's it.
Yep. All
right. I love how the number one comment on here is, hi, Twitter support. Could you help me get my suspended account back?
I like how they're not even talking about the vibe thing. They're just trying to figure out how to get unsuspended.
I just please unsuspend me, please.
Oh man. What determines what the top tweet is going to be on a thread? I've never figured that out.
I think it's actually who responds first. Unlike Reddit, where it moves up, right? If there's more thumbs up or more likes.
Oh, so it's who responds first.
What's that?
So it is literally who responds first.
I believe so, yeah.
Interesting.
Could be wrong, but I do think it's the first response stays first.
All right. Well, yeah, let us know what you guys think about Twitter vibes. And we're gonna bring in Darren from Gate World.
He's sitting in the waiting room.
All right,
let's give him a good introduction when we get him in here.
All right, wait. Here we go. And applause.
Hello.
There he is.
Everybody, this is
Darren
on now. With Gate World. Can you hear us, Darren?
Let's give him a proper introduction. This is Darren Sumner. He is the man, the myth, the legend. When it comes to Stargate, if
Come
you
on, you.
know anything about Stargate, then you have definitely been to Gate World to get your information. Darren, thank you so much for me. You have over 10 million views on your YouTube page as well
Really?
for
Oh,
Stargate.
you.
Oh man,
Please go on.
I need to go check this out.
Yeah.
Thanks guys for having me. I'm excited to be on the podcast.
Yes, it's about time.
Give the people what they want. They want to hear about Stargate.
They do, right?
That's right. That is a
Especially with
fact.
all this new stuff going on. Hey, so just real quick, you know, you were like one of the early adopters. So when you decided to create your website, what was the Oedipus? Like, what did you decide? I want to cover Stargate and I want to make that my life essentially. What did you do there?
I didn't know it was going to be my life. That's for sure. I didn't know it was going to occupy such a huge point of my adult life and my working life. I was fresh out of college, and I was watching SG1 on first in syndication and then on Showtime. And it was the Wild West. Gate World started in 1999. It was the Wild West for the internet. This was before YouTube. It was before blogging was a thing. It was before WordPress. It was it was back in the GeoCities days when we were writing our HTML by hand.
Ah, good old days.
Is that what your specialty was? Did you build websites, and is that kind of what got you into it, or?
It was just kind of a hobby. I wasn't intending to do it professionally. But I did have a bit of a journalism background, and I loved sci-fi my whole life. So it was kind of a fun outlet for me to come home from work in the evening and watch some of my favorite shows and kind of tinker around online. And then it just kind of took off, and it grew and grew because the Stargate fan community needed a home. There was a fan site, sg1.com, that was kind of a big deal for the first 4 seasons of the show. And that kind of went away, and Gate World ended up filling that space for Stargate fans. And by 2004, we were getting invitations to the set. So we went up to the set every year and interviewed the cast and the crew, watched filming, and went to the conventions in Vancouver and Chicago and other places. And
That's awesome.
And it's just kind of snowballed. Yeah, it's been an incredible ride for now. I just realized we're about 2 weeks away from our 22nd anniversary.
Wow, that's incredible. And when Stargate left the air, you guys just kind of ended up filling that void almost. Like, if you wanted information about Stargate, you just kind of ended up there. And we know this because when we did our Stargate documentary, I found myself,
Which I loved.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been a wonderful, wonderful thing to have done. But we found ourselves going back to your stuff so often. I kept going, Gate World, everything, because you have this wonderful database of interviews and things that happen. That you've basically, you are the Stargate historian in a way, I think.
Yeah, so the mission of the site has always been to chronicle Stargate and to be a sort of guide and a historical repository, both for the in-canon universe. We do that through like episode guides and analysis and the Stargate Omnipedia, but also the production world. So we've got 200 to 300 interviews. A lot of those took place during the production of the show. They're kind of in the fire of when the shows were being made. Awesome. And as well as news coverage, right? 20 years of news coverage.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a wonderful. I mean, what you've done there, we appreciate your your sticking to it and grinding it out for the rest of us to be able to enjoy. Also, you have your YouTube page, which is doing pretty well.
Yeah, we started the account was created, I think, around 2009 or so, when Stargate Universe was coming on the air. But we didn't do much with it. Our YouTube channel was largely a repository for old content, for old mostly video interviews. And we started doing fresh, kind of original content for our YouTube channel in earnest around 2018. So I guess it's about 3.5 years that's been going now. And that's grown from, I think, about 900 members to whatever we're at now, 77,000.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's because fans are there, right? Stargate is not in production right now, but the fans are there, and Stargate fans want new content.
Yeah, constantly. So I noticed that that you seem to really be coming on lately with the YouTube and kind of doing a bunch of different things. Have you been plugged into what a lot of the Stargate alumni have been doing with the companion app people?
Yeah, we're connected with the companion, and we're trying to support what they're doing there, because they've got Brad Wright on as a contributor to the companion.
Yeah.
And so Brad is able to then go and obviously get help and support from all of his contacts, not just the Stargate cast and crew, but Brad is doing a podcast. If you haven't listened to it, he's had a bunch of the Stargate cast on there. He's had Naren Shankar from Farscape and The Expanse on there. They were production buddies back on The Outer Limits in the 90s. So yeah, it's turning into kind of a cool online thing.
Very cool. So if you go back and you look at some of the coolest stuff that you've done, what is some of your favorite things that you guys have participated in the Stargate franchise that you guys have been a part of? What's like your favorite thing?
My favorite thing, boy, over 20 years, it's hard to pick favorites. I mean, I have favorite memories. I have some content that I'm really proud of, but the memories of getting together with fans in Vancouver, going to the conventions, going to GateCon, which is coming back next year in Vancouver, and visiting the sets. Obviously, visiting the sets and getting a chance to see your favorite show be filmed is amazing. That's something that stayed with me. It'll stay with me for my whole life, right? Every time I go back and I watch an episode like Avatar, I see the scene that I saw filming, and like I was right around the corner when Teal'c zatted Daniel.
Yeah. So now let me ask you this question, because you've seen it get filmed and most people have never seen something ever get shot. What is the difference from watching it on the screen to being there in person? Like the movie magic that you get, like what is the difference in that feeling?
It's, if you're really interested in production, it's obviously a gift. It's just incredible to get to see how it's all made, and to get to know. That's been one of the joys, is to get to know some of the people behind the scenes. To get to know the publicity folks who work on the set, the grips and the gaffers, and get familiar with a lot of those faces, as well as the people in the production offices, which have been hugely supporting of Gate World over the years. But yeah, getting to meet cast and crew and not really see how the sausage is made, but it does, I guess, seeing it does kind of puncture some of the magic. You can never watch a show quite the same way again after you've seen it made, but I wouldn't go back.
Yeah. Who's your favorite interview?
My favorite interview that I've done?
Yeah, with somebody associated with Stargate.
I don't know. There's been a lot. I'm thinking right now about a telephone interview that I got to do with Robert C. Cooper back when Stargate: The Ark of Truth came out. That was the DVD movie that wrapped up the Ori storyline. And he and I just kind of gabbed on the phone for an hour and a half about religion and Stargate and some of the choices he'd made as a writer and a director on that project. Sitting in a hotel room with Chris Judge is a great memory. That was at Creation Chicago convention. That was my first kind of face-to-face interview with somebody I regard as a big star. Yeah. Just sitting and chilling out with him and having Amanda Tapping walk in the room and walk past.
Blow you away? Did it blow you away to go from being this college kid who decides he's going to start a website about something he loves to end up later on, so many years later, like sitting here with these people and actually having this? Well, that must be a pretty interesting feeling.
Yeah, it was kind of awe-inspiring for a while, right? You have to do it for a few years and you get to know folks and you develop a rapport with cast and with producers. But those first few years, boy, I was a wide-eyed doe. I was just doing my best to not look like an idiot. But we had a great time. I mean, we get to hang out on set and get pictures taken with the Stargate, and it's really been a privilege to get to have that sort of inside track on the productions.
Excellent. Okay, so let's put you on the spot here. What's your favorite Stargate? Is it what's your favorite part of the franchise?
I haven't made any secrets of the fact that I kind of grew up on SG-1, and it's got a special place in my heart. All three of the Stargate shows have a special place in my heart, but SG-1 in particular is how I fell in love with Stargate. It's how I got connected into the series, into the franchise. I still love SG-1 in all its incarnations. Atlantis, I was my first visit to the set at Bridge Studios was for Atlantis. It was before the show premiered. So I got to see the Gatrium and talk with David Hewlett and Tori Higginson and Joe Flanagan before the show had even premiered. So that's a different special place in my heart. And SGU, for all of its a controversial reception among fans, I think it was the shot in the arm that Stargate needed to kind of reach a different audience after telling the stories that it had been telling for, at that point, what, 300 episodes?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting take, because a lot of fans will say, you know, I mean, people still love Universe, but a lot of fans will say, they should have kept doing what they were doing. So it's interesting to hear you say it was the shot in the arm that it needed, especially, I guess, after Battlestar came hot on the scene. Do you think Battlestar was what kind of motivated them to make the change?
I am not without my critiques of Stargate Universe, for sure. I don't think that they were trying to make a show like Battlestar. And that kind of comes from some conversations that I've had, some interviews that we've done with Brad Wright and Rob Cooper, who co-created Universe. They were obviously aware of Battlestar being their partner, airing on Sci-Fi Channel on Friday nights. Right. They were aware of the critical reception, the fan reception. They weren't motivated by Battlestar so much as they were motivated to do something different. I think as creative people, they wanted to do something different and stretch different muscles as writers and producers.
Yeah, it's really hard for fans to understand. Like we take our hour or so, 46 minutes, and we watch the show, and maybe we watch a season and we spend that time and we immerse ourselves and love it, but they spend their lives doing it. You know, Brad Wright spent the better part of, 2 decades doing Stargate. And, so I think we forget that as artists, we want the same thing, just keep dishing it out, but they kind of get, they want to move on. We're seeing that in Star Trek now. I don't know if you're a Star Trek fan, but
oh yeah,
you're seeing kind of that whole thing where Jean-Luc Picard, Stewart doesn't want to come back as the same Jean-Luc Picard. He wants to do something different if he's going to come back. And you got this whole change. And for fans, that sometimes it's hard to make that adjustment. But one of the things we want to talk to you about, we're going to go over to the
By the way, I sort of understand that, because after we do our 5th Star Trek video, in 2 months, I'm like, hey Shane, can we move on to anything else for a minute? Can I take a break?
Wait, Stargate, maybe Stargate.
Maybe Stargate, maybe some Firefly, Expanse, something. I get it.
That's a good
Lots of great stuff out there. I saw you guys talking a week or two ago about Babylon 5, and that's a big one for me. That's a sacred text.
Yeah. So you're excited about the reboot?
I'm excited that JMS is doing the reboot.
Yes.
It remains to be seen how it turns out, if it makes it to screen.
How do you feel about it being on the CW?
I watch a lot of CW shows. I understand the kind of vibe that and the reputation that they've had over the last decade. Mm-hmm. It could be a great show. There are some CW shows that aren't kind of angsty teen dramas.
Yeah.
The 100 started out looking like that, but
right.
it evolved into something much sort of sharper and more grown up.
You're totally true. That's totally correct. Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good show.
Yeah.
But a lot of them do start off as angsty teen dramas, And we'll know when we see the casting for B5, if they're all like, early 20s, then we know what's going on. Right away,
Yeah, they've done some recent interviews with some of the old cast, and I don't think they've talked about. It'd be nice if they bring a couple back, at least to bring back those member berries for us.
Darren, did you see the Stargate 101 video we did?
I did. Yeah, that just came out.
Yeah, last week. I actually upscaled every one of those clips from I think it was 360p or whatever it was on that Russian DVD set that I bought. Because the only way I can get it was buying the season 1 PAL version of Stargate SGU, and the rip was just so bad quality. So I sat there and scene by scene upscaled every one of those clips, and then I even I used a Dane to increase the FPS to 30 instead of. It was weird.
Well, it was they look beautiful.
It was a variable rate, so it was varying between 18 and 24 frames. Really weird.
Yeah, I don't know how they shot those or how they were encoded for the PAL release. I think they're on the. I just got the other shoulder. I just got the Blu-ray set for all 3 series. I think they're on there. You could probably rip them and get a better source material to start with. But I think your upscaling looks great.
Thanks.
It turned out really good.
All right, so we are going to move on to the members section, and our first topic of just quick teaser. First topic is we're going to be talking about Stargate, and it's time on Hulu, and of course the source material will be thegreatgateworld.net. But just to let you know, if you're still here and you haven't made your way to the Podcast Prime yet, we're going to leave this channel, and we're going to be finishing our show on the Podcast Prime. You can get there in the description, or you can go to podcast.co/join. And I will leave that text on the screen for a little bit. But if you want to see the rest of this show, you're going to have to become a member at the Podcast Prime. Okay?
Yes. And we'll continue on with Darren. We're going to talk some more Stargate. And I think we have some interesting stuff to talk about the Amazon, the thing with MGM and what that's going to be. I am so curious. I've been dying to hear.
Let's talk about what might happen.
Yes. Very exciting.
Darren's like, yeah, let's talk about what might happen for the 4 millionth time this month.
That's all we do anymore is talk about what MGM might do.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, guys, that's it. I am taking that video off, and at some point, I'm going to stop the stream. And when that happens, you will have to be at the Podcast Prime to get the rest of this show. If you're not there already, I'll see you in a few minutes.
Yes. And make sure you guys show up again next week. We will be here live with you next Friday, 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, to pickle party it again.
Pick a party and hit that crowd. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, first order of business here in the member section. First off, welcome members. What's happening? Good to see you. Thank you for coming on over here. We're going to do our quick video of the week, and then we're going to go into this awesome story. We're going to talk to Darren about Stargate and Hulu. Okay?
Yes.
So let's do video of the week real quick. Sorry, Darren.
You got kids, cover their ears for this one.
Yeah, by the way, there's some cursing, so be careful. And Darren, you will not be able to hear the audio in Zoom. I'm sorry, man.
It's too bad he needs to hear the audio on this one.
It's so funny. It's so funny. All right, here we go. Video of the week.